We're going to talk a little Georgia as the Dogs have been hot and they're going to stay hot. Some big commitments coming up. Let's start with five-star tight end Kaden Prothrow making that decision this Saturday. It's coming up. Finally, Prothrow is going to announce his decision. Chad, what's your read on this recruitment?
Yeah, still like Georgia here, Josh. Obviously, we talked about Kaden, numerous times throughout the spring and summer, and Georgia's been the school, others like, Florida, Alabama, Auburn, Texas have tried to knock off that top spot over the last, 6, 9, 12 months. And based on intel, just days away, nobody's had that success. So I think Georgia's in position to add the five-star tight end, flex athlete, big receiver, big athlete, Kaden Prothrow this weekend. Todd Hartley, that staff have done a great job. I will say this, Texas has not given up and waved that white flag just yet. They're pushing hard up until the final hours, final days. But right now, I still like Georgia.
All right. Now, I don't know exactly how this is going to go. Kaden Prothrow is going to announce between 4 and 5 on Saturday. Tyreek Green is going to announce around 4:30 on Saturday. So I don't know who's going to commit first. Two in-state top 200 prospects. Tyreek Green inside the top 100 here at On3, bit of an outlier. Is Georgia in line to land him as well?
Yeah, regardless of who goes first and who goes second, I think Georgia gets good news 2 times on Saturday, and that'd be huge for Kirby Smart and that program. I mean, look, Tyreek's been a guy we talked about like Kaden in the past, and he's been a guy I've been told by multiple people in that green circle that he's a Kirby Smart target, a Kirby Smart guy. Kirby played safety at Georgia, knows that position. He's identified Tyreek Green as a top target, a great fit in Georgia's defensive scheme. Travaris Robinson's been involved as well, as has Glenn Schumann. But Miami's putting up the biggest battle here. We've heard about Auburn. I think Miami is still the school, pushing hard, trying to get him away from Georgia. But like Prothrow, Green's an in-state kid, Buford High School. He's very close with KJ Bolden, who played as a true freshman this past season at Georgia. I like Georgia's chances here for Green as well.
All right, and then a week later, coveted linebacker Nick Abrams is going to make his decision on July 19th. This recruitment's been heating up. Georgia involved, but so are many others. Chad, how do you see it breaking down?
Yeah, one thing about Nick, he said from the time he cut his list down to 4 schools, he had Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Oregon in there, and he said all 4 schools have a 25% chance going into the OVs and coming out of the OVs. I think that's shifted to more like maybe 33% chance between Georgia, Michigan, or Oregon. I think Bama is out here. I think they're kind of fading out of this one. I think there's some optimism, in Athens, Ann Arbor, and Eugene. I think all 3 schools remain in contention. The 2 I hear about the most are Georgia and Oregon, but I cannot rule out Michigan just yet. Georgia wants to add 3 linebackers in this class. They have 1 right now in Shadarius Tootle. Nick Abrams has been and is right now a major target for Georgia. They have a shot here, but they're battling some big boys in Oregon and Michigan.
Yeah. All right. At OT7, 5-star linebacker Tyra Atinson teased a potential July decision. Do you have any more intel on when that could happen?
No, I think still just probably sometime in July. He's mentioned even maybe early August still to this date to me. I do think one's coming soon. And one thing they've made very clear, they'll commit and decide sometime before their season starts in the middle of August. So I think there's a good chance it ends by August 1, but I wouldn't be shocked to see it go into that first week of August or something like that. But either way, it's nearing, and we know some heavy hitters are still battling in this race as well.
All right. Now, we know Georgia is pushing for a second back to join Jay Lamar and Derek Cooper, but it sounds like they're making some headway with IMG offensive lineman Brett Collegier as well.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously running back with Derek Cooper. He's one to watch for sure. Savion Hyder's on their board as well. But guys have to block for running backs, and that's Brett Collegier. He's a coveted guy. I think kind of over-recruited what his ranking may lead fans to believe. Look, he's coveted out there by some of the top programs in the country. A versatile offensive lineman from Colorado playing down at IMG Academy. Look, we've talked about from day one, going back really a year plus, about Georgia and Miami battling for Brett Kolejay. That remains the same, but USC got an official visit in June, that June 17th through 19th midweek visit. Put the Trojans right there in this discussion as well. Oklahoma's trying to battle here, but look, I still think don't rule out USC. They're very much in play, but Georgia and Miami doing a lot of head-to-head battles this cycle. Both teams have won at different times. I could see this being a Miami-Georgia battle again for Breck. And the biggest probably news here right now is that he was thinking about all along taking his recruitment into the fall, going to watch some games during the season. But right now, as of the time we record this, I'm thinking he decides sometime, by mid-August, maybe within the next 3 to 4 weeks, he makes that big decision. He has to report back to IMG in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. I wouldn't be shocked if he sat down with his family in Colorado and figured things out while he's still at home in Colorado. So big talks, big discussions, a big name to watch there in Brett Kolejay as well.
All right, Georgia fans, talk to us. How you feeling about this potential mid-July run that Georgia is approaching? Let us know in the comment section below.